What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? As always, double salute to my people. Fluence Boxing is back in the building, and I got some boxing breaking news for the people. This right here absolutely hurts my soul. As longtime Black Goose TV family members, you already know how I'm gonna feel about this particular report. Anybody who's new to the channel, I'm gonna go ahead and educate you on why this is such a detriment personally to me when I found out that this was legit. It was confirmed. And unfortunately, as y'all can see over here, as y'all can see below, and I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, you guys have heard it from other channels, other, boxing outlets, news reports, whatever the case may be. Adrien Broner, and more specifically his Instagram, which we will also be checking that out. But Adrien Broner withdrawed from the fight this weekend. That's how close we were. This weekend, this Saturday, he withdrew officially this morning. I believe it was this morning or late last night. We'll be able to get the specifics when we get into this article, as well as, look at his Instagram post and see exactly what he posted on his Instagram. But he withdrew from the Omar Figueroa clash. He said he's dealing with mental health problems. He's saying that he's just not into it. I'm not going to, say anything that he did not say. I'm just kind of giving you a gist of the little bit that I've been able to look at, review, and kind of educate myself on when it comes to this matter. But I didn't want to learn too much, because I wanted a lot of the information for me to find out while I'm doing this video. So basically, like, I'm finding out everything with you guys. But y'all see it, man. Adrien Broner versus Omar Figueroa is not happening. Omar Figueroa already has a new opponent in place. So Omar Figueroa is still fighting this Saturday. Who he will be fighting, I'm going to be dropping another video so you guys know. But we're going to keep this one strictly on Adrien Broner. We're going to specifically focus on Adrien Broner. We're going to try and find out what's going on. Why did he cancel the fight? For us, me, myself, as being an absolutely crazy Adrien Broner fan is like one of the, he's like my top three for real. And I'm not talking about skill level or nothing like that, but just my favorite boxers of all time, of who I love watching, who I just, one of the guys who made me just love the sport of boxing. Adrien Broner is one of those guys for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm old to some, but young to others. And I'm pretty sure if y'all hear me say this, some of the older boxing heads will be like, oh, you a young nigga to say Adrien Broner is one of your, top three guys of all time that you just really love and really just made you love the sport of boxing. Well, that's me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Y'all can shit at me as much as you want, but 20 years from now, I'm going to be that same dude saying, oh, you fuck with that? You know who Adrien Broner was type shit? But it's devastating for me to hear this. I was very excited for his return. I really thought this was going to be it. What I mean by that is I really thought he was going to come back, great shape, show out, and we were going to see one last run from Adrien Broner before he decides to hang it up. A lot of people don't realize Adrien Broner is still young, relatively young when it comes to the boxing scene. He's only about 32, 33 years old. So it's not that he's older, injuries, nothing like that. He's never had injuries, problems. You know what I'm saying? He's never been, he's never had a fight where he just got hit too much or he took a beating, other than maybe some would say Maidana. But other than that, he's never been in a position where you would literally look at him, especially at the age he is, and say, well, he should think about retiring. But after everything he's been through, after him out of nowhere saying, I'm going to withdraw from this fight a week from the actual fight happening. It's not like it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, but a week before the fight happening. Even less than that, 6 days. Because if it happened, if he decided to say it, today, that's 5 days. If he decided to say Sunday, that's 6 days. But no one would have expected this from Adrien Broner. And so the question is, should Adrien Broner hang up his gloves? Should he retire? Is this the end for Adrien Broner? Or should us as Adrien Broner super fans still have hope and still say to ourselves, it's another setback, but a setback that Adrien Broner can overcome and at least give us one more run before he decides to hang up the gloves? That's the question at hand. That's what needs to be answered. And hopefully we can get an answer to that question by reading this article, taking a look at that IG post that he put up saying the reason why he won't be able to continue and make this fight happen. So let's get into the nitty gritty, y'all. Now, before we do all that, man, if you guys come up in here, if you've been watching this long, hit the like button below, man. Show your boys some love. Subscribe to the channel, man. Roll to 5K before the end of the year. And I might just cut out the end of the year stuff because y'all been, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been a little stubborn with them subscribers. So I'm just going to say road to 5K. That's the new joint, man. Road to 5K. Let's get to 5K subscribers. That's the goal. And then, of course, man, notification game so you know whenever I'm dropping anything. And then comment. Help me get in the algorithm. Notification is important, y'all. I'm dropping clips now. Y'all check the clips out. Y'all don't get confused by the clips. I'm trying to figure out how I want to, word them so it is clips. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them might be old, clipped off from live streams that happened a little while back. You feel me? But y'all just keep that notification getting on so y'all always know when the new content is coming through, man. But with that being said, now let's get into this, man. I don't know how long this joint is gonna be, but I'm gonna have a real unbiased, constructive conversation when it comes to Adrien Broner and what might possibly be going on for Adrien Broner to feel as if he's in a position where a week before the fight he needs to pull out. Now, one thing I did not say earlier that can be coming into question, one thing that's being floated around the boxing community, one thing that a lot of people are trying to put on Adrien Broner right now is it's easy for you to call out mental health, but why do we have a question when it comes to your discipline? Is there a possibility you were nowhere near ready or in shape for this particular fight? You and your team knew this, and so you did a last-minute pull. I hate to even reference this when it comes to two, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to Rockman Jr., even Jake Paul, but when it comes to two real fighters, two real boxers, you know what I'm saying? Two people who have done immensely great things, or at the very least have done immensely solid things for the sport, showed themselves, amateur career, champion, Omar Figueroa, title contender, etc. Is it fair to compare this situation with the Rockman Jr. Jake Paul situation where that was pulled a week before the fight actually happened, which is interesting because one of the biggest things people would say in defense of Rockman Jr., me, myself as well, is how many times have you seen a fight pulled a week before due to weight? Now, obviously, this was not pulled due to weight. It was pulled due to mental health. But at the same time, how many times do you see someone as prominent as a figure as Adrien Broner a week before a fight pull out, withdraw, and not actually fight? It's very rare. You do not see that often. So I want to dig into this, man. Let's get into the facts. Let's get into the details of this joint right here, man. First off and foremost, let's take a look at BoxingScene.com. And let's see exactly if they got anything that we don't know about that we can definitely touch on, highlight, and contemplate at the very end of the day. Adrien Broner will no longer appear on this weekend's previously announced Showtime quadruple header. The former 4-division title took to his verified Instagram account to confirm his official withdrawal from a planned junior welterweight clash with Texas's Omar Figueroa. The battle of the ex-title holders was due, and I said early that Omar Figueroa was a title contender. He did hold the belt at one time. So forgive me for that, Omar Figueroa. So we're talking about two very well skilled and accomplished fighters. And anyways, the battle of ex-title holders was due to headline a 4-fight Showtime Championship boxing telecast from Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, but will no longer include the Cincinnati native. Now, I'm not going to read this part, what he put on the social media, because we're going to pull up the Instagram ourselves. We're going to go into that. So BoxingScene.com has confirmed that the rest of the show will move forward, including 2 title fights and a rescheduled bout between rising prospect Brandon Lee and Will Madera. A contingency plan is in place for Figueroa, who is expected to be revealed in the coming hours. Previously announced to appear on the show, Dominican Republicans Alberto Puello and Uzibekistan's Bator Akhmedov, 9-1 AKLs, will collide for the vacant WBA junior welterweight title. By the way, I just got a comment from one of the Black Goose family members telling me that Alberto Puello, is the next big thing when it comes to the 140-pound division. He'll destroy Teofimo Lopez. He'll destroy basically anyone in that 140 division. So I'll be watching just simply because of Black Goose TV family member putting me on game and saying, you better, this guy's the next big thing. So don't hope you're not capping, brother. The card also picked up the Lee Madera fight to take place above the junior welterweight limit. That was left behind upon the fallout of the August 6th Jake Paul Hasim Rockman Jr. fight. Broner has not fought since a disputed 12-round win over the unbeaten Giovanni Santiago last February 20th at home Mohegan's Sun Casino in Connecticut. So there was open skepticism over either fighter going forward without having to alter the contracted weight, though the greater concern was the mental well-being of both fighters. Figueroa admitted during a recent open media workout to being diagnosed with a mental health disorder and continue to battle through it. Such issues have been with Broner for some time, though hitting him the hardest late in training camp to where he was no longer able to move forward with Saturday's fight. Once again, it's referencing back the IG post, which we will be going through and reading ourselves on his actual IG. And the rest of it is basically just highlighting what he ended up saying. We're gonna go into that and we're gonna see what it is. But as you can see, the article is pretty. It doesn't give you too much information. For the most part, it's just going off the fact of what Adrien Broner had put. I like it's being unbiased. It's not really talking about that, the fact that a lot of boxing medias are, they're floating around the idea of Adrien Broner was not in shape. He was undisciplined. He wasn't trained hard enough. And we're going to get into that. I'm like, tonight, I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos, okay? And a lot of the videos are going to be focused around Adrien Broner. Only rightly so. I think this is a big deal. This is something that needs to be discovered and needs to be talked about with an unbiasedness and with a clear-headedness, right? So this is what boxing scene has when it was initially announced, guys. So we don't have much other than what Adrien Broner is telling us, okay? So if all we have is, what Adrien Broner is telling us, then it only makes sense that we go ahead and go over to the official source himself, which is AB, which is his IG, okay? So we're going to go to that post, basically, that got everybody in shock and was able to confirm that this fight is not going on. So here is Adrien Broner's IG, and this is what everyone was referring to when they ended up finding out that AB decided not to take the fight. It was him himself publicly putting it out there. Now, that's interesting as well. It wasn't his team telling the commission, telling the promotional company, allowing them to release a statement. It was AB himself, which is interesting upon itself, but also shows the maturity of AB. I know a lot of you guys are like, where's the maturity? He wouldn't have done this before. So, it really makes me believe that something's going on. But coming from the horse's mouth himself, man, I'm going through a lot at this moment in my life, but I ain't going to give up. I set some more goals and I ain't stopping until I finish what I started. But sorry to say this, but I'm not fighting August 20th. So I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up so you guys can really see a little bit better, because I'm gonna go ahead and read his IG caption here. His IG caption went on to say, "Sorry to all my fans, but mental health is real, and I'm not about to play inside the ring. I watched a lot of people die playing with their boxing career, and that is something I won't do. Just pray for me. I love the sport of boxing too much to not give it my all, and I feel like I came up short because my mind wasn't 100% there, and I'd be damned if I make the mistake again. I need to make some changes for the better instead of worrying about other people's feelings and pleasing them, when in all reality, I have nothing to prove to nobody. I'm a 4-time world champion in 4 different weight classes, and if I never lace up a pair of gloves again, I feel like it's safe to say I would be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. So I have to step back and overcome this obstacle before I go put my life on the line inside that square circle. Again, I know I'm far from being finished with the sport. See y'all soon. Respectfully." And then he added, "Show time." So I just want to see some of the people commenting on this. And it's a support. Stay strong, champ. Badu Jack. Andre Berto, prayers up for my boy. St. Louis Sniper, nothing but respect. The real is behind you, brother. See y'all soon. Ellie Sickback, stay strong. See you in the ring when you're ready. Caleb Plant, prayer hands, genuine. Godspeed, champ. Respect. It's only gone, my brother. So a whole lot of respect when it comes to the initial, obviously the initial comments. A lot of people probably knows, etc., etc. I don't have anything bad to say to AB at all. All I want to talk about is there any validity to the statement that's being put out there, or the rumor, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that Adrien Broner, yeah, it could be mental health problems, but did that mental health problems also play into a fact? That's going to play as a factor into you not being properly prepared for this fight, right? So that's the thing people don't want to talk about, right? We always make it an extreme, right? Either he's in this one box where he was lazy, undisciplined, and he didn't prepare, or he's in another box where mental health was such a detriment to him that he just couldn't do anything, right? He couldn't perform to his standards. Why can't we ever be in the middle? Why does it always have to be the extreme or the extreme? Why can't we ever look at it as like, I'm pretty sure he was dealing with mental health problems through the entirety of his camp, but because he was dealing with those mental health problems, it prevented him from being able to perform or train at the level he should have, which resulted in him feeling as if he was underprepared going into fight week. Why can't we ever put that in? Like, I feel like 2 and 2 can work. It's almost like we can't say that because we feel like one will cancel out the other. Well, if we say that, then we're canceling out mental health being such a big deal. And we're basically saying he was unprepared, or we're blaming his excuses on mental health, and really we should be blaming on his discipline. But why can't we say he's been dealing with mental health problems? He thought him coming back, having a fight, being motivated, and training for this training camp would make those things go away during the time frame. He probably was going through the motions, doing his thing, getting in shape, but he probably found out like, yo, I can't just ignore whatever I'm dealing with. I don't feel prepared. He might have been off course for weight. He might have had the 6-pack abs, but mentally, If you're not there, then you're not there. And I understand what he's saying about dying in the ring. He's probably like, yo, look, I could be as people don't want to put this in perception as well. I can be as physically in shape as anybody when it comes to this motherfucker. But if I'm not mentally there, I can still possibly die. So it's like I feel like people are putting too much weight on one or the other rather than looking at it in a combination and congruence and together, right? I feel like the reason why he may not possibly feel like he's in the shape he should be is because of the mental health. I'm not saying he got a gut, he gonna miss weight. I'm saying he might be absolutely in shape and on point, but mentally he feels like he's not prepared enough because he's dealing with those mental problems. Like two and two, like you be physically in shape and ready and still mentally not be confident in what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's always the case, you know, for a lot of people. So how do I feel about this entire situation? Am I disappointed? Absolutely, immensely disappointed. I wish this fight was going to happen. Like I said, Adrien Broner is one of my favorite fighters. I was waiting for him to come back. I would have loved to see a return from him. I want to root for him to have one more, title run, whether it was at 140, whether it was at 147, whatever he chose to be. But at the end of the day, if you were AB fan since, day one, beginning, back when bro, had the white pants, you feel me, was doing the dance in the street type shit, one of the first big, YouTube boxing guys, one of the guys who was really popping in boxing and decided to do a YouTube, one of the first niggas to make that shit happen. Like, honest, look, bro, I just want you to be good, man. As much as I want to see you back in the ring, I want you to be good, dog. I want you to be straight. But look, you're still young. You still got it. If you get your shit together, I'm not talking about none of that bullshit that people be trying to take, disrespect nobody. I'm talking about if you can get your shit together in the sense of if you can put yourself in a mind frame where you feel like I can give my all to this sport for the next 3 to 4 months to make sure when I get in that ring, I'm doing what I'm doing, then do it. But if you feel like you can't do that, man, get right, bro. Get right. And like you said in your post, if you retire now, and that was telling for him to say, if I retire now, I'll be a Hall of Famer. So, he's contemplating it. He's saying, man, if I can never put myself in a position where I could do this shit for 2 months straight and be ready for the fight, I could retire. So I know there's a lot going on, but I'm in full support, man. It hurts my soul. It does break my heart. I will say this, the boxing gods, and like I kept saying like 2 months ago, like the boxing gods is blessing us when it comes to after July. We're seeing fights fall through. So that's usually how it goes when it comes to boxing. But at the end of the day, in this particular sense, in this particular case, I got nothing but love for you, AB, man. Hope everything's good, man. Salute, supports you. I'm not going to be the same nigga trying to bash you, say he's done and all this type of shit. I still think AB has what it takes to make one more run or at least to have some big fights. But at the end of the day, if you were a long-time AB fan, you understand that he's been dealing with some shit for quite a while, maybe for the last 3-4 years. And I just hope he gets right. He's good. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal opinion. That's my take on everything. Let me know how y'all feel. A longer than usual video when it comes to these joints. Don't worry. I got y'all. I'll clip this joint up for you when I get the chance to. So y'all can look out for that. But as always, man, show your boys some love, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, baby. Road to 5K. You already know what it is. Notification gang. You feel me? Comment on this joint. Get your boy in the algorithm. Arnold Schwarzenegger's tired of the game. I'll be back, but with more boxing. Stay blessed, not stressed. I'm here for now, but I'm back later.